if you're watching this, I'm sure hoping that you have done your homework, and you obviously know why I'm here and what I am about to review. Of course, I'm going to show the source material once again. It's been a couple of months, but finally we got Frank Miller's Dark Knight Returns Part 2, based on his graphic novel, and now we finally have the completion of the newest DCAU film, Batman: The Dark Knight Returns. I'm not going to go into incredible detail as I did in Part 1 because I pretty much just laid the groundwork for you. Part 2 is amazing. That's all that I'm going to say. It's got the last two parts of the four-part Frank Miller novel, and Part 3 and 4 are probably the two most intense because there were points when I was watching this movie and I actually had to rewind it just because of the fact that they did it. They didn't hold back a thing. They kept the gruesome images, they kept the blood, they kept exactly what I was wondering while I was reading the source material a week before the release of Part 2, saying, oh my goodness, how are they going to pull this off? What are they going to do? They did it. And they did it beautifully. And then, of course, you got the showdown between the two gods of this DC superhero world, Batman and Superman, and that was just... oh, it's such a short version in the comic book, and that's another thing I loved about these two films, especially in the second one, because they were able to really extend parts of the comic that just looked way too brief. You knew that there was so much more to it when you were reading it, so you knew that when it was going to come into film version, you were just going to see something expanded and, like, I guess you could say filling in the gaps in the pages of the book. So, yeah, that was a great battle to watch. The movie, as a complete package, now that I've seen it all, is just making me wonder. Bruce Timm, who I idolize so dearly, why did you not put this movie onto the big screen? Yes, I know you had really bad luck in '93 when you released Mask of the Phantasm due to bad publicity and marketing, but we were ready. The fans and non-comic book fans of Batman alike, we were ready for a feature-length theatrical release. This was it. Believe me, to see a movie like this on the big screen, if you ever decided to put this onto the big screen for just a limited release, please do it. I am going to be in the front row, eagerly awaiting this film to begin. The voice cast, of course, you got the returning favorites from the first part, but of course you've got Michael Emerson voicing the Joker, and I've seen Mark Hamill voice the Joker, I've seen Brent Spiner voice the Joker, I've even seen John DiMaggio voice the Joker. Michael Emerson, he did an amazing job. He actually got me to fear this dude. Like, what he did in this movie and lending his voice to this famed villain. Words can't even describe how amazing this and scary this character is on film. Mark Valley, a great job as Superman, and I completely forgot to mention the fact that some of my favorite voice actors actually voice a couple of characters in the film, and that is Rob Paulsen and Billy West. And of course you've got Maria Canals, who voiced Hawkgirl in Justice League and Justice League Unlimited as the voice of Commissioner Yendel. Another great job. And all that I can say is, bravo to the DCAU crew. You guys gave us a real winner. I am hoping that this is going to be not the last of two-part projects, because there are such great stories in the DC comic world you can do that will actually probably have to be two parts. Kingdom Come, anyone? This movie is a winner. The package as a whole, parts 1 and 2, fantastic, and you gotta see it. So now, with this chapter, I guess you could say, closed in the DCAU film library, it's time to move on to the next one, and I'm very eager to see what's going to be now, because we pretty much got the greatest one up until this point. So I'll catch you guys later, and actions speak louder than words.